Just to update everybody on the injury situation. So Deshaun Baker is out. Brad Bars is out for the season. Kyle Carter's day-to-day. He's day-to-day, so we don't know yet about his participation in the game, but we think he's doing better. Casey Gaines has been back to practice. Evan Gallimberti's out. Deshaun Hamilton's out. Mike Hull is day-to-day, much like Kyle Carter. Matt Lehman will be out for the season. He'll be out for the season. Brett Wilkerson is out for a longer period of time. Same issue there. He had surgery, but he'll be back. At some point in time, I think later in the season. Other than that, a few bumps and bruises, but that's about where it's at right now. And then just one thing I just want to say. I'm sure maybe somebody was going to ask me about this, but this weekend, obviously we have a tough opponent coming in here in Eastern Michigan. We'll talk about that as we go here, but also it's the reunion of the 1973 team, which was 12-0, beat LSU in the Orange Bowl. John Cappelletti won the Heisman Trophy, and just personally, just with my love of the history of college football and our staff feeling the same way, we just can't wait to welcome those guys back. Mean a lot to our fans, and we're really counting on a great turnout from our fans, not only for our football team, for the game against Eastern Michigan, but also for the fact that team's coming back. And that was a fantastic team. They were 12-0. They beat Louisiana State in the Orange Bowl, and they had a Heisman Trophy winner on that team. So we're really thrilled to have them back on the field with us this weekend.
Okay, we'll start our questions with Rich Garcella and Reading. Rich, go ahead.
So now you've had a chance to look at the tape and film, but can you further evaluate his performance from Saturday?
Yeah, Daquan Jones had an excellent football game. We use the phrase next level, and as coaches and players, we're trying the best we can to take our game to the next level. And there's a prime example of a guy that did it. He's a guy that played very physically in the game and made a lot of really key stops for us. Had a fantastic sack where he split a double team, and he's going to be tough to handle this year because he's powerful, he's strong, he's smart, and he's worked extremely hard to get to this point.
Bob Flounders in Harrisburg.
Yes, I was wondering, can I get your thoughts just on how the kicking game, the special teams played overall against Syracuse? I thought you kind of had a pretty big edge in that game as it unfolded, and also just the progress the unit has kind of made since the start of last season, the kicking game.
Well, we start with the specialists themselves. I think Sam Ficken is obviously a much improved kicker. Now it's one game, and he has to continue to do that, and no one knows that better than him. But when you look at the Syracuse game, he obviously had, I think, 4 or 5 touchbacks, and he also obviously was 3 for 3 in the field goal department. So I thought that was a really good start for him. The kickoff coverage itself needs to improve. We've got to get off the blocks better. We've got to understand the direction of the kick better, and that will. There's some young players on that team, and you'll hopefully see some improvement there as the year goes on. I think when you look at the kickoff return team, I think there's some improvement there. I still believe that we can block it better, and I think we can return it better. So we're going to work hard on that this week. You look at the punt team, I also believe that Alex Butterworth is an improved punter, but I also know that he can be more consistent. He and I talked about that for a while yesterday out on the practice field. He's a great kid, and he works extremely hard at it, and we just want him to go out there and be more consistent. But he had a couple nice punts. One particular punt on a high snap, he went up and caught it and kicked it 46 yards. So he did a nice job. And the punt return team is kind of the same as the kickoff return. We just want guys to stick on their blocks better and open the lanes a little bit better. But we think that there's some improvement being made there too. But overall, we think it's improved, but not near where it needs to be.
Derek LaVarse in Wilkes-Barre.
Bill, how well do you think Christian handled himself running NASCAR on Saturday, and how tricky can that be for a young quarterback to pick up like that?
We didn't do it that much, Derek. We did it some, but we didn't do it that much. And when we did do it, I thought he did a nice job of it. And he's got good poise. He's a smart guy. Again, like I said after the game, it's one game, and he needs to make a lot of improvement. I mean, we spent a lot of time in the film room yesterday. showing these guys the tape, and then personally spent a lot of time with Christian, showing him the mistakes that he made and where he's got to improve week to week. But he's got a great demeanor, great poise. He's a smart guy. He's fun to coach, and he'll improve.
Mark Wogenrich in Allentown.
So you've been an advocate for Matt Lane since last year. What impact will his absence have on the team this year?
Yeah, it's certainly, anytime you have a player of the caliber and the type of guy that Matt Lehman is go down, it's not good. It's not a good thing. It's definitely falls into the category, though, next man up. The next guy has to be able to fill in and do it, whether it's a tight end or it's a different personnel grouping involving more receivers, or maybe it's Pat Zerbe doing some more different types of things for us, guys like that. But just to personally talk about Matt Lehman, I just absolutely love guys like that. Guys that overcame the odds. He's at Shippensburg State, and he comes here and he tries out, he makes the team, and a year later he's on scholarship. He's really worked hard to improve his game this offseason. Came back in the training camp and had a fantastic training camp. And I told him the other day, I said, man, I've seen a lot of knee injuries. And I can give you many examples of guys. The most recent would be Mike Mouty, who just made the Minnesota Vikings, of guys that hurt their knees and have gone on to have tremendous careers. I think he's a guy that falls into that category. If he's willing to work at it, he's got a future in football out of him.
Frank Bodani in York.
So do you have any more insights into your running game since we talked with you after Saturday? Anything to do better, or maybe just any more understanding of it? And are we close to seeing Akeel Lynch in a game maybe this week?
Yeah, well, first of all, the running game plan starts with me. I thought the guys really blocked hard up front. I don't know why people think that the offensive line struggled. The offensive line, when the play was called properly and the right play was put into the game, the offensive line blocked very well. We have a very good offensive line. The problem was the coaching. It's me. It starts with me. We got to do a better job with the running game, and we're going to work hard on it this week, and hopefully you'll see some improvement next week. This week against Eastern Michigan.
Having Akeel Lynch, is he close to seeing time at running back for him?
To see how the game goes. He's a great kid. He's working hard in practice, and we evaluate that position every day.
Joe Giuliano, Philadelphia.
You're tough on yourself when it comes to play calling, as you just alluded to. But the third down conversions, 1 through 16, when you looked at the film, how much of it was the calls, how much of it was the execution or individual mistakes?
And we got to call the plays better. We got to design the plays better, and we got to get the players to go out there and execute better. But again, we're going to really work hard on that this week. And I look at the game. It's your job, your guys' job, Joe. I'm not really even addressing this to you, Joe, but it's the media's job to evaluate the game, and you guys do. You guys are knowledgeable football guys, but I think it's also important to look at the positives of the game. We went into that game in MetLife Stadium with a true freshman at quarterback. I think it was 104 degrees on the field throughout the game. We didn't have our best wide receiver in the first half of the game because of what I decided to do there. Defensively, we put the defense in some tough situations. We did this with 65 scholarship players. We've got a very tough, resilient football team. Personally, I'm going to try to do the best I can to improve this week as a head coach and do a better job offensively, defensively, and special teams. But, to me, I just think, we should be talking about that a lot. Because I think what's going on here, look, it's just one game, but I think it's an important subject to make sure that we all understand how again, we got a great bunch of kids that have stayed committed to Penn State, and I think it's pretty fun to be around them.
Mike Gross in Lancaster.
Hi, Bill. Before the season, you said that you changed some things in your practice and stuff to deal with the heat, and it looked like at the end of the game on Saturday, like the defense in particular had a lot of energy, like maybe they looked like the fresher team, and so do you feel like that stuff worked? And can you tell us a little bit about what kind of things you did to kind of make that happen?
Yeah, certainly. We Fitzy and I talk about this on a daily basis. So whether, even when we're on vacation, you know, when I took a week off there during the summertime, I was calling him every day, and we just talk about the conditioning level of the team. We know we're going to get these guys stronger just because we really believe in the way we lift weights, and you can see there's definitely strength gains, especially with our older players. There's more 400-pound bench press guys, there's more 500-pound squat guys, and right on down the line. But what we try to concentrate on this season, or this off season, and we have to still, there's a long way to go here, but we try to really concentrate on conditioning and conditioning in the heat. So we would condition in the middle of the day during the summertime and things like that, or condition in training camp. You know, maybe we would go into Aluba and it'd be a little bit hotter in there, and we'd condition in there, you know, things like that. But I do feel like our team is in decent condition, and you know, hopefully the condition continues to improve throughout the year.
Donnie Collins in Scranton.
Hey, Bill. What officially made you and the staff think that Stephen Obey might make for a good option at linebacker? And are you surprised how far he's come along, you know, given his performance on Saturday?
No, not surprised at all. We think he's a very, very good football player. He's instinctive. He played a lot of football for us last year. He was a key special teams member last year, and he's got decent size, you know, pretty big safety, which always makes for a decent outside linebacker. He's a thick lower body kid, so he can take on low blocks. He's strong upper body, so he can take on linemen coming into his grill a little bit. And he's got good ball skills, which he showed on Saturday. He's an instinctive player, so we need to keep devising ways to use him, but he's a very valuable member of our team.
Is Dan Gelston from AP on the line?
Mentioned that the 7th precinct will be honored this weekend. Are you the kind that would have those guys come in to around the practice before the game and have them kind of talk to the team or at all?
Oh, yeah. Oh, if they want to. Yeah, there's an open invitation. Anytime a 12-0 Penn State team's on campus, they have an open invitation to come, you know, give us some advice over at the Lash building, I can tell you that. And, you know, that's a great football team. You know, anytime you go 12-0, that's just a fantastic accomplishment. They're up on the stadium wall here, and, you know, it's just it'd be great to have them back. So hopefully the guys can come back around and watch practice.